Iqaluit Food Center in Iqaluit serves anywhere between 350 and 500 meals a day in a city of just 8,000 people. Those numbers move based on how much money Iqaluit's lower income residents have on hand.
The trend really depends on the income assistance that is available to community members. So during the pandemic, we saw numbers drop quite significantly when CERB became available. And then last October, when CRB came to an end, we saw our numbers start to increase. And then when inflation started to rise in January, ever since we've seen numbers increase substantially month after month.
Inflation means people don't have enough money for food. It also means that it costs the food center more to feed people.
Cost of food has increased for us this year by about 50%. Shipping rates have increased by about 45%. To keep up with such a huge increase in demand, we've had to hire multiple more people, so our labor costs have also increased quite substantially. And at a time where, we see this in the nonprofit world, that typically when there is economic stress, it affects the amount of donations that are going into the charity sector.
High demand and increasing costs are a tough combo for any nonprofit. Iqaluit is stretching to meet demand because that's what they're used to.
That's the thing with nonprofits, is that our financial situation really changes very significantly from year to year. It depends on contribution agreements. It depends on, we could develop a great partnership with a foundation, but they're only interested in funding us for 1 year.
It isn't only a Nunavut problem. Increased social stresses have seen food banks in trouble all across the country.
Ultimately, what we've come to see in the last year is we're seeing food banks around the country close or not being able to distribute food for months and months because they've run out of funding, is that Canada's response to food insecurity has been to rely on the charity sector, and that is unsustainable.
They're going to try and sustain the unsustainable here at Iqaluit. Given their successful track record, odds are they pull it off. Because if they can't, that's 350 to 500 meals a day that Iqaluit residents won't be able to eat. And that's unsustainable too. Ken Driscoll, APTN National News, Iqaluit.